Galileo was written by one of the most influential 20th century dramatists, Bertolt Brecht. It was written in 1938 in the wake of the Second World War, but the play still resonates well with the current times. I hope you all will enjoy the play, but as it was the intention of Bertolt Brecht that he wanted the audiences to be critically engaged with the performance, so we also expect you to take a moment when the play ends and think. And the question is whether we should accept the truth as it is or brush it under the carpet because it may unsettle the status quo. I thank you all for coming again and hope you will enjoy the performance.
In the year 1609, science's light began to shine. At Padua City, in a modest house, Galileo Galilei set out to prove the sun is still, the earth is on the move.
Where did you get that thing?
The coachman brought it.
Who sent it?
It said from the court of Naples on the box.
I don't want their stupid presents. Illuminated manuscripts, statue of Hercules, size of an elephant. They never send money.
But isn't this an astronomical instrument, Mr. Galilei?
Yes, an antique too. An expensive toy.
What's it for?
It's a map of the sky according to the wise men of ancient Greece. Bosh! We'll try and sell it to the university. They still teach it there.
How does it work, Mr. Galilei?
It's complicated.
I think I could understand it.
Maybe. Let's begin at the beginning. Description.
There are metal rings. A lot of them.
How many?
8.
Correct. And?
And there are words painted on the bands.
What words?
The names of the stars.
Such as?
Well, here's a band with the sun on it. And on the inside band is the moon.
Correct. Those metal bands represent crystal globes. 8 of them.
Crystal?
Yes, like a huge soap bubble, one inside the other. And all the stars are supposed to be tagged onto them. Spin the band with the sun on it. You see the fixed ball in the middle? This one.
Yes.
That's Earth. For 2,000 years, man has chosen to believe that the sun and all the hosts of the stars revolve about him. Well, the Pope, the cardinals, the captains, the merchants, and their housewives have pictured themselves squatting in the middle of a affair like that.
Locked up inside?
Ha ha!
So it's like a cage.
So you sense that? I'd like to think the ships began it.
Ships?
Yes, they all used to hug the coast, and all of a sudden they left the coast and spread over the oceans. A new age was coming. I was on to it years ago. I was a young man in Siena. I saw a group of masons arguing. They had to lift a block of granite, and it was hot. And to help matters, one of them wanted to try a new arrangement of ropes. And after just 5 minutes of discussion, out went a method which was employed for 1,000 years. Millennium of faith has ended, said I. This is the millennium of doubt, and we are pulling out of that contraption. The saying of the wise men won't wash away anymore. Everybody at last is getting nosy. I predict in our time, astronomy will become the gossip of the marketplace, and sons of fishwives will pack to schools.
You're off again, Mr. Galilei.
And by that time, with any luck, they learn that the earth revolves around the sun, and their mothers, the captains, the merchants, the prince, and the pope roll with it.
That turning around business is no good. I see with my own eyes that the sun comes up at one place in the morning and goes down in a different place in the evening. It doesn't stand still. I can see it move.
You see nothing. All you do is gawk. Gawking is not seeing. Wait. Now suppose this is sun. Oh, come here, sit. Hurry up, hurry up. Now tell me, where is the sun? Is it on your right or on your left?
On my left.
Correct. And how it will move to the right?
By your putting it there, of course.
Of course. Let's see. Oh. Oh. You're heavy. Let me catch my breath. Now tell me, where is the sun? Is it on your right or on your left?
On my right.
Correct. And did it move?
I did.
Wrong, stupid. The chair moved.
But I was on it.
Of course. The chair is the earth, and you were sitting on it.
What are you doing with my son, Mr. Galilei?
Now, Mother, you don't understand.
No, you understand, don't you? Last night, he tried to tell me that the earth goes round the sun. You will soon have him saying that 2 times 2 is 5.
Apparently, we're on the threshold of a new era, Mrs. Sarthi.
I hope we can pay the milkman in this new era. Anyways, a young gentleman is there to take private lessons. He is well dressed, and don't you frighten him away like you did to the others, wasting your time with Andrea. And how many times have I told you not to wheedle free lessons out of Mr. Galilei?
So, you thought enough of the turning around business to tell your mother about it?
Just to surprise her.
Andrea, I wouldn't talk about our ideas outside.
Why not?
Because certain of the authorities won't like it.
Why not? It is the truth.
Because we are like the worms who are little and have dim eyes and can hardly see stars at all. And the new astronomy is just a framework of guesses. Oh, this house is like a marketplace. Take that thing out of the way. Put it down there.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
My name is Ludovico Marsili.
Oh, Ludovico, you came by way of Holland and your family lives in Campana. All right. Private lessons, 30 scudi a month.
That's all right, of course, sir.
What's your subject, young man?
Horses. I don't understand science, sir. They showed me an instrument like that in Amsterdam. You'll pardon me, sir. It didn't make any sense to me at all.
It's out of date now.
You'll have to be patient with me, sir. I told you nothing in science makes sense to me. Okay, wait. I saw a brand new instrument in Amsterdam. A tube affair. See things 5 times as large as life. It had 2 lenses, 1 at each end. One lens was bulged, and the other one was like that. Any normal person would think that different lenses cancel each other out. They didn't. I stood and looked a fool.
But I don't quite follow you. What does one see enlarged?
Church steeples, pigeons, boats, anything at a distance.
Oh. Did you yourself see things enlarged?
Yes.
Oh. And the tube affair you're talking about, was it something like this?
Yes.
Oh. A recent invention?
It must be. They only started peddling on the streets a few days before I left Holland.
Why do you bother your head with science? I mean, why don't you just go back and breed horses?
My mother thinks science is necessary nowadays for conversation.
Ah, science is necessary now. All right then, I'll see you on Tuesday afternoon then.
I shall look forward to it, sir.
Thank you.
The curator of the museum is here to see you.
Don't look at me like that. I took him, didn't I?
I caught your eye in time.
Show the curator in. Good morning, Mr. Galilei. Lend me a scudo. Thank you. Redhead! Andrea! Come here. Run to the spectacle maker and bring me back 2 lenses. Here are the measurements.
Mr. Galilei, I have come to return your petition for an honorarium. Unfortunately, I was unable to recommend your request.
But my good sir, how can I make ends meet at just 500 scudi a month?
What about your private students?
If am I to teach all the time, when am I to study? My particular science is on the threshold of new important discoveries. Here are my laws on the falling bodies. This must be worth 200 scudi.
I am sure that any paper of yours is of infinite worth, Mr. Galilei.
But I was limiting it to 200.
Mr. Galilei, if you want money and leisure, go to Florence. I am sure that Prince Cosimo di Medici will be glad to subsidize you. But eventually, you will be forbidden to think in the name of acquisition. Now let us not make a mountain out of a molehill. You are happy here in the Republic of Venice, but you need money. Well, that's human, Mr. Galilei. May I suggest a simple solution? You remember that chart you made for the army to extract cube roots without any knowledge of mathematics? Now that was practical.
Bosh!
Don't say bosh about something that astounded the Chamber of Commerce. Our city elders are businessmen. Why don't you invent something that might bring them a little profit?
I see, Mr. Priuli. I may have something for you.
You don't say so.
It's not quite there yet, but...
You've never disappointed me yet, Mr. Galilei.
You are always an inspiration to me, Priuli.
You are a great man. A discontented man, but I've always said you're a great man.
My discontent, Mr. Priuli, is to myself. I'm 46 years of age and I've achieved nothing which satisfies me.
I won't disturb you any further.
Thank you. Good morning.
Good morning and thank you.
One scudo wasn't enough. I had to leave my cap with him before he'd let me take them away.
Don't worry, we'll get it back someday. Oh my!
What are those for?
Something for the Senate! And with any luck, they'll rack it in 200 scudi. Take a look.
My, things look close.
Yes!
I can read the copper letters on the bell in the campanile. And the washerwomen by the river. I can see their washboards.
Get out of the way!
No one's virtue is complete. Great Galileo liked to eat. You will not resent, we hope, the truth about his telescope.
Senators, artisans of the great arsenal of Venice, Mr. Galileo Galilei, Professor of Mathematics at your own University of Padua.
Members of the High Senate, gentlemen, I have great pleasure as director of this institute in presenting for your approval and acceptance an entirely new instrument originating from this, our great arsenal of Republic of Venice. As Professor of Mathematics at your own University of Padua, your humble servant has always counted its privilege in offering you such inventions and discoveries that might prove lucrative to the manufacturers and merchants of our great Venetian Republic. Thus, in all humility, I tender you this, my optical tube, or telescope, constructed, I assure you, on the very scientific and Christian principles, product of 17 years patient research at your own University of Padua.
Well, now you will be able to pay your bills.
Yes, it will make money for them. But do you realize it's more than a money-making gadget? I turned it on the moon last night.
Gentlemen, our republic is to be congratulated. Not only because this new acquisition will be another feather in the cap of Venetian culture, not only because our own Mr. Galilei has generously handed this fresh product of his teeming brain entirely over to you, allowing you to manufacture as many of these highly saleable articles as you may please. But, gentlemen, has it occurred to you that the battle fleet of the enemy will be visible to us a full 2 hours before we are visible to them?
We've been held up 3 generations for a lack of a thing like this. I want to go home.
But you were telling something. Something about the moon.
Well, for one thing, it doesn't give off its own light.
And now, gentlemen, Mr. Galilei entreats you to accept this product from the hands of his charming daughter, Virginia.
Do you know what Milky Way is made of? No, I do.
Congratulations, Mr. Galilei. Your extra 500 scudi a year are secure.
Pardon, what? Oh, extra 500 scudi, of course. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
This is Sagredo.
They're having their lunch on that budget. Lobsters! I'm hungry.
Did I do it nicely?
I thought so.
Ludovico is here to congratulate you, Father.
Congratulations, sir.
I improved it.
Yes, I'm beginning to understand your science now.
Isn't Father a great man?
Yes.
Isn't that new thing Father made pretty?
Oh, a pretty red. When I first saw it in Holland, it was covered in green.
What was?
Never mind. Have you ever been to Holland?
The edge of the crescent is jagged. All along the dark part, near the shiny crescent, bright particles of light keep coming up, one after the other, growing larger and finally merging with the bright crescent.
How do you explain those spots of light?
It can't be true.
It is true. There are high mountains.
On the moon?
Yes. The shiny particles are the mountain peaks, catching the first rays of the rising sun, while the slopes of the mountains are still dark. And what you see is the sunlight moving down from the mountain peaks and going into the valleys.
But this gives the lie to all the astronomy that's been taught for the last 2,000 years.
Yes, and what you are seeing now has been seen by no other man besides myself.
Moon can't be an Earth, with mountains and valleys like our own.
Moon is an Earth with mountains and valleys. An Earth is a star. Now look, as the moon appears to us, so we appear to the moon. And from the moon, the Earth looks something like a crescent. Sometimes a half globe, sometimes a full globe, and sometimes it's not visible at all.
Galileo, it is frightening.
I have discovered something else, something even more astonishing.
What are you looking?
Hold on.
There it is! Your miraculous optical tube! Do you know that this product of his that is so picturesquely termed the fruit of 17 years patient research will be on sale tomorrow for 2 scudi apiece? A whole shipload of them has just arrived from Holland.
Oh dear. What?
When I think of the poor gentlemen of the Senate who thought they got an invention they could monopolize for their own profit, why? When they took their first look through this glass, it was only by the merest chance that they didn't see a 7 times enlarged image of a peddler selling tubes exactly like this one around the corner of the street.
But Mr. Truly, with the help of this instrument, Mr. Galilei has made discoveries that will revolutionize our concept of the universe.
Your dear friend Mr. Galilei here has provided the city with the first-rate water pump.
Exactly.
And the irrigation works he designed functions splendidly. Now how was I to expect this?
Not so fast, really. I may be on the edge of a very large gadget. Certain of the planets have regular movements. This means If there were a clock in the sky, it could be seen from anywhere. That might be useful for your ship owner.
No! I don't trust you. I've trusted you before. And as a reward of my friendship, you've made a laughingstock of me at the town. You can laugh. You've got your money. But let me tell you one thing. You have destroyed my faith in a lot of things, Mr. Galilei. I'm through with you. And I am disgusted with the world.
Businessmen bore me. They suffer so. Did you see the frightened look in his eyes when he caught sight of a world solely not created for the purpose of doing business?
Galileo, did you know that the telescope had been made in Holland?
I heard about it. But the one I made for the senators was twice as good as any Dutchman's. Besides, I needed money. How can I work for the tax collector at my doorstep? And my poor daughter will never acquire a husband unless she has a Dory. And I like to buy books. All kinds of books. And why not? And what about my appetite? I don't think well unless I eat well. Can I help it? If I get my best ideas over a good meal and a bottle of wine? They don't pay me as they pay the butcher's boy. If only for 5 years I have to do nothing but research. Oh, I want to show you something.
I don't want to look again.
Come on. Now this is one of the brighter nebulae of Milky Way. Here, what do you see? Oh, come on, take a look.
It is made up of stars. Countless stars.
Countless worlds.
And what about the theory that Earth revolves around the sun? Have you run across anything about that?
No, but I noticed something on Tuesday. That might be a step towards even that. Where is Jupiter? I happened to be on them on Monday, but didn't take any particular note of their position. On Tuesday, I looked again. I could have sworn they had moved. They have changed again. Look, what do you see?
I see only 3.
3? Where is the 4th then? Let's get the charts and settle down to work. The only way the 4th can be is at the back of the larger star where we cannot see it. This means there are small stars revolving about big stars. Where are the crystal shells now that the stars are supposed to be fixed to?
Jupiter can't be attached to anything. There are other stars revolving around it.
There's no support in the heavens. Don't look at me like that, as if it weren't true.
No. I suppose it is true.
Yes, it's true.
But I'm afraid.
Afraid? But why?
What do you think is going to happen to you for saying that there is another sun and other earths revolving around it, and no difference between earth and heaven? And if there is no difference, where is God then?
What do you mean?
God. Where is God?
Not there, any more than he'd be here if the creature of the moon comes down to look for him.
Then where is he?
I'm not a theologian, I'm a mathematician.
You are a human being. Where is God in your system of the universe?
Within ourselves! Or nowhere.
Galileo, don't forget. 10 years ago, a man was burned at the stake for saying something like that.
Giordano Bruno was an idiot. He spoke too soon. He would never have been condemned if he could have backed up what he said with proof.
Do you really believe proof will make any difference?
I believe in the human race. The only people who can't be reasoned with are the dead ones. Human beings are intelligent.
Intelligent. Or merely shrewd.
I know they call a donkey a horse when they want to sell it, and a horse a donkey when they want to buy it. But is that the whole story?
What do you want to say?
If anybody were to drop a stone and tell them it didn't fall, do you think they'll keep quiet? Proof of your own eyes is a very seductive thing, Sagredo. Sooner or later, everyone must come to it.
Galileo, I feel helpless when you talk.
Father, it's 5 o'clock again, and you promised to go to bed tonight.
Why are you up at this hour?
I'm going to Mass with Mrs. Sarthi.
Oh,
Ludovico is going too.
all right.
How was the night, Father?
Bright.
What did you find through that tube?
Only some little specks by the side of a star. I must draw attention towards them somehow. I think I'll name them after the Prince of Florence. Why not call them the Medicean stars? By the way, we may move to Florence. I have written to His Highness asking if he can use me as a court mathematician.
Father, we'll be at the court.
Yes.
Galileo,
My dear Sagredo, I must have leisure. My only worry is that His Highness, after all, may not take me. I'm not accustomed to writing formal letters to great persons. Wait. Do you think this is the right sort of thing?
whose only desire is to reside in your Highness' presence, the rising sun of the great age, Cosimo di Medici. The Duke of Florence is a boy of 9.
The only way a man like me can land a good job is by crawling on his stomach. Your father, my dear, is going to take the share of his pleasure against his hard work. In about time too. Sagredo, I have no patience with a man who doesn't use his brain to fill his belly. Run along to Mass now, dear.
Galileo, don't go to Florence.
But why not?
Because everybody knows that Florence is ruled by the monks. You cannot go there.
Going to Mass is a small price to pay for a full belly. And there are very famous scholars at the court of Florence.
Court monkeys, all of them.
I shall enjoy taking them by the scruff of their neck and making them look through my telescope.
Galileo, you are traveling the road to disaster. You are suspicious and skeptical in science. But in politics you are as naive as your daughter.
Oh, come on.
And tell me, How can people in power leave a man at large who tells the truth? Even if it be the truth about the distant stars. And do you really see the Pope scribbling a note in his diary, 1610, heaven abolished?
Heaven abolished.
And a moment ago when you were at the telescope, I could see you tied to the stake. And when you said you believed in truth, I smelt your burning flesh.
I am going to Florence.
Quod miracula universae, ops mystis conoroi, arcus crystallini.
Excuse me? Shall we speak in everyday language? My colleague, Mr. Sagredo, doesn't understand Latin.
Is it necessary that he should?
Yes!
Forgive me. I thought he was your mechanic.
Mr. Sagredo is a scholar.
Thank you. If Mr. Sagredo insists...
I insist.
It will not be as clear, but it is your house. Your Highness, I was about to record to Mr. Galilei some of the wonders of the universe, as they are set down for us in the divine classics. Remind him of the mystically musical spheres, the crystal arches, the circulation of the heavenly bodies.
Perfect poise!
The intoxication of the integrity of the table of the chords, and the enraptured architecture of celestial globes.
What diction!
May I pose the question? Why should we go out of our way to look for things that will only strike a discord in the ineffable harmony?
Gentlemen, take a look through here. I'm sure you will be interested.
Mr. Galilei, nobody doubts that your brainchild, or is it your adopted brainchild, is brilliantly contrived.
Your Highness, one can see 4 stars as large as life, you know.
Ah, but has it occurred to you that an eyeglass which shows such an arrangement might not be a too reliable eyeglass?
And how is that?
If one could be sure that you would keep your temper, Mr. Galilei, I could suggest that what's in the eyeglass and what's in the heavens are 2 entirely different things.
Are you suggesting fraud?
Fraud. No, Mr. Galilei. How could I, in the presence of His Highness?
Oh no, Your Highness, there is nothing the matter with your stars. The gentlemen here are just wondering if stars are really there.
Are you going to look through it or not?
With the greatest of pleasure.
Your Highness, it is a delicate matter, and I had no intention of bringing it up. But Mr. Galilei was about to demonstrate the impossible. His new stars would have broken the outer crystal sphere, which we know on the authority of great Aristotle. I am sorry.
The last word.
But, gentlemen, let me remind you, Aristotle had no telescope.
Quiet!
Truth is the daughter of time, not of authority. Gentlemen, it has been my singular good fortune to find an instrument like this, which brings a part of the universe a bit more closer to us. It is at your disposal.
Where is all this leading?
Are we as scholars concerned with where the truth might lead us?
Mr. Galilei, the truth might lead us anywhere.
My good sir, all you have to do is look through the telescope.
If I understand Mr. Galilei correctly, he is asking us to abandon the teachings of last 2,000 years.
For 2,000 years we've been looking at the sky and didn't see the 4 moons of Jupiter. And there they were, all the time. Why defend shaken teachings? You should be doing the shaking. Your Highness, my work in the great arsenal of Venice brought me in daily contact with sailors and carpenters and so on. These men are unread. but they rely on the evidence of their senses. Yet, they taught me many new ways of doing new things. The question is whether these gentlemen here want to be found out as fools by men who might not have had the advantages of classical education. But they are not afraid to use their eyes. I tell you that our dockyards are stirring with the same high curiosity which was once the true glory of ancient Greece.
Well, I have no doubt. Mr. Galilei's theories will arouse the enthusiasm of the dockyards. Your Highness, I find to my amazement that this highly informative discussion has exceeded the time we had allowed for it. And may I remind Your Highness that the state ball begins in 3/4 of an hour.
We would have liked to look through your eyeglass, Mr. Galilei. Wouldn't we, Your Highness?
All anybody has to do is look through the telescope.
Wouldn't I like to take that thing to pieces? An ingenious contraption. Must be quite difficult to keep clean.
We did not paint the Medicean stars on the lens.
His Highness will of course seek the opinion of the greatest living authority, Christopher Clavius, Chief Astronomer to the Papal College in Rome.
Things take indeed a wondrous turn when learned men do stoop to learn. Clavius, we are pleased to say, upheld Galileo Galilei.
He thinks the earth goes around the sun. Oh my God. All right, hold it. Helpless. Will you tell me something that people won't believe? Oh, okay, it's rolling fast. The earth is rolling fast. Whoa, okay. It's rolling fast. I'm feeling dizzy.
Professor!
Yes?
May I hold on to you, Professor?
Yes, you may.
Hey!
Yeah?
We are slipping
Whoa,
off!
whoa. Wait. There is Venus. Hold me, lad.
Venus?
Yes. It's getting fast.
What does the Bible say? Sun, stand thou on the Gideon, and thou moon on the valley of Ajalon. Can the sun come to a standstill if it doesn't ever move? Does the Bible lie? Does the Bible lie?
How did the Christopher Clavius, the greatest astronomer of our time, got mixed up in an investigation of this kind?
He's in there with his eye glued to that diabolical instrument.
Mr. Galilei, something dropped down.
Are you sure, monsieur? It didn't drop up?
What?
As astronomers, we are aware that there are phenomena which are beyond us. Man can't expect to understand everything. What? Aren't they out yet? Can't they reach a decision on that paltry matter? Christopher Clavius ought to know his astronomy. After all these years, I am informed that Mr. Galilei transfers mankind from the center of the universe to somewhere on the outskirts. Mr. Galilei is therefore an enemy of mankind and must be dealt with as such. Is it conceivable that God would trust the most precious fruit of his labor to a minor frolicking star? Can he send his son to such a place? I don't understand. How can there be people with such twisted minds that they believe what they are told by the slave of a multiplication table?
Your Eminence, the gentleman is over there.
Oh. So, you are the man, huh? You know, Mr. Galilei, my eyes are not what they were, but I can see. You were a striking resemblance to the man we burnt. Come here. What was the name?
You must not stress yourself, Your Eminence. The doctor said
You have been murdered, despite the fact that you live by her and receive everything from her. No. I won't have it. I won't be a nobody on an inconsequential star, briefly running around hither and thither. I tread the earth, and the earth is from beneath my feet, and there is no motion to that, and the earth is the center of all things, and I am the center of the earth. About me revolve, affixed to their crystal shells, the lesser lights of the stars and the great light of the sun, created to give light upon me, that God might see me. In the image of God, created him, immortal.
you must not stress yourself, Your Eminence. James,
Mr. Galileo is right.
What on earth? Have they reached a decision?
Good heavens. It is time, Your Eminence, when told.
No.
Calm down, Your Eminence.
He's foolish. No. This is a heresy now.
He's a realistic man.
You're kidding.
Calm down, Your Eminence.
Mr. Galilei, I heard Father Clavius say that it's for the theologians to set the heavens right again.
Yes.
You have won, Mr. Galilei.
Thank you.
When Galileo was in Rome, a cardinal asked him to his home. He wined and dined him as his guest, and only made one small request.
I was to wait here for His Eminence.
Your Eminences will be here in a few minutes.
All right.
Father, I am so happy. I won't dance with anyone but Ludovico.
All right.
Father, I forgot to tell you.
What?
You're famous.
Famous? Me? Why?
The hairdresser in Via Vittorio kept 4 other ladies waiting and took me in first.
Rome.
Cardinal Ballarmin and Barberini.
Your Eminence.
Mr. Galilei, Cardinal Barberini.
Your Eminence.
So, you are the father of this lovely child.
Who is inordinately proud of being her father's daughter.
The sun riseth, setteth, and returneth at its place, says the Bible. What saith Galilei?
Appearances are notoriously deceptive, Your Eminence. Once I was so high, I was standing on a ship which was moving away from the shore. I shouted, "The shore is moving!" I know now, it was the ship which was moving.
You cannot catch this man. I tell you, Benjamin, his 4 moons around Jupiter are hard nuts to crack. Unfortunately for me, I happened to glance at a few papers on astronomy once. It is harder to get it off than the itch.
Let's move with the times. If it makes navigation easier for sailors to use new charts based on a new hypothesis, let them have them.
Right.
We only have to scotch doctrines that contradict Holy Writ.
But Benjamin, you haven't caught on to this fellow. Even the scriptures don't satisfy him. Maybe Copernicus does.
Copernicus? He that withholds corn? People still curse him. Book of Proverbs.
A prudent man conceals knowledge.
Oh.
Also, Book of Proverbs.
Where no oxen are, the crib is clean. But much increase is by the strength of the ox.
He that rules the spirit is better than he that taketh a city.
But a broken spirit drieth the bones. Doth not wisdom cry?
Can one go upon hot coals with his feet not be burnt? Welcome to Rome, friend Galilei. He wants a weighty discussion. All right. You people speak in terms of circles and ellipses and regular velocities.
Of course.
Simple movement that any human mind can grasp.
Yes.
Very convenient. But suppose if God Almighty had taken it into his head to make the planets move like that, then where would you be?
My good man, Almighty have endowed us with brains like that, so we could grasp the movements like that. I believe in reason and brain.
And I consider reason and brain inadequate. He doesn't answer. He's too polite to tell me that my reason and my brain is inadequate. What does one to do with him? Butter wouldn't melt in his mouth. All he wants to do is to prove that God made a few errors in astronomy. No! That God didn't study his astronomy hard enough before he composed the Holy Writ. No! Don't take anything out. This is just a friendly discussion among friends.
Does it not appear more probable, even to you, that the Creator knows more about his work than the Creator?
My good man, in his blindness, man is liable to misread not only the skies, but also the Bible.
The interpretation of the Bible is the matter for the ministers of God. Tonight, the Holy Office has decided that the theory according to which the earth goes around the sun is foolish, absurd, and a heresy.
What?
I am charged, Mr. Galilei, with cautioning you to abandon these teachings.
But...
Repeat that.
Cardinal Parliament to divorce at Galilei. The Holy Office has decided that the theory according to which the earth goes around the sun is foolish, absurd, and a heresy. I am charged, Mr. Galilei, with cautioning you to abandon these teachings.
But Your Eminence, the facts!
Your findings have been ratified by the Papal Observatory, Galilei. That should be most flattering to you.
The Holy Office formulated a decree without going into detail.
But do you realize the future of all scientific research is...
Completely assured, Mr. Galilei, it is not given to man to know the truth. It is granted to him to see after the truth. Science is the legitimate and beloved daughter of the church. She must have confidence in the church.
I would not try confidence by whistling her too often.
Be careful with what you're doing. you will be throwing the baby out with bathwater. Friend Galilei, we need you more than you need us.
Well, it is time we introduced our distinguished friends to our guests. The whole country talks of him.
Let us replace our masks, Experiment. Oh, poor Galilei doesn't even have one.
Cardinal Inquisitor.
Good evening, my child. Beautiful night. May I congratulate you on your betrothal. Your young man comes from a fine family. Are you staying with us here in Rome?
Not now, Your Eminence. I must go home to prepare for the wedding.
Ah, you're accompanying your father to Florence. That should please him. Science must be cold comfort in a home. Your youth and warmth will keep him down to earth. It is easy to get lost up there.
He doesn't talk to me about the stars, Your Eminence.
No? They don't eat fish in a fisherman's house. I can tell you something about astronomy. My dear child, it seems that God has blessed our modern astronomers with imaginations. It is quite alarming. Do you know that the Earth, which we old Faji is supposed to be so large, has shrunk to something no bigger than a wallet? And the universe has grown so vast that the prelates and even cardinals look like ants. Why? God Almighty might lose sight of a bow. I wonder if I know your father, confessor.
Father Christophorus, Your Eminence.
My dear child, your father will need you. Not so much now, perhaps, but one of these days. You are pure, and there is strength in purity. Greatness is sometimes, often indeed, too heavy a burden for those to whom God has granted it. What man is so great that he has no place in a prayer? But I'm keeping you, my dear child. Your fiancé will be jealous of me. And I'm afraid your father will never forgive me for holding forth on astronomy. Go to your dancing and remember me to Father Christophorus.
Galileo, feeling grim, a young monk came to visit him. The monk was born of common folk. It was of science that they spoke.
Let's hear it. If this robe you are wearing gives you the right to say whatever you want to say, let's hear it then.
I have studied physics, Mr. Galilei.
Ha! That might help us. If it enables you to admit that 2 and 2 are 4.
Mr. Galilei, I've spent 4 sleepless nights trying to reconcile the degree that I've read with the moons of Jupiter. This morning, I decided to come to see you after I'd said Mass.
To tell me that Jupiter has no moons?
No. I found out that I think the decree a wise decree. It has shocked me into realizing that free research has its own dangers. I've had to give up astronomy. However, I felt an impulse to confide in you some of the motives which have compelled even a passionate physicist to abandon his own work.
Your motives, my friend, are familiar to me.
You mean, of course, the special powers invested in certain commissions of the Holy Office. But there is something else. I would like to talk to you about my family. I do not come from the great city. My parents are peasants in Campana, who know about the cultivation of the olive trees and not much about anything else. Too often these days, when I am trying to concentrate on tracking down the moons of Jupiter, I see my parents. I see them sitting by the fire, eating their curded cheese with my little sister. And I see the little spoons in their hands. They scrape a living. But underlying their poverty, there is a sort of order. There are routines. Because they draw the strength they need from the little church and Bible texts they hear there on Sunday. How could they take it? Were I to tell them that they are living on a lump of stone, ceaselessly spinning in an empty space around a second-rate star? What then would be the use of their patience, their acceptance of misery? What comfort the Holy Scriptures, which have mercifully explained their crucifixion, the Holy Scriptures would then be proof full of mistakes. No! No! I see them! I see them begin to look frightened! I see them putting their spoons down on the table
It's not the matter of satellites of Jupiter, but of peasants of Camelot. And don't try to break me down with a hollow of beauty that radiates from old age. Virtues are never exclusive to misery. If your parents were happy and prosperous, they might develop the virtues of prosperity and happiness. And today, the virtues of exhaustion are exhausted land.
We must be silent from the highest of motives, downward beast of the unfortunate souls.
My good man, as a bonus for not meddling with your parents' peace, the authorities are tendering me on a silver platter, persecution free, and my share of the fat sweated from your parents, who, as you know, were created in God's image. Should I condone this degree? My motives must not be disinterested. Easy life, persecution free, and so on.
I am a priest, Mr. Galilei.
But you're also a physicist.
Mr. Galilei, you don't think that the truth, if it's the truth, would make its way without us?
No. As much of the truth gets through as we push it through. I can see your parents' divine patience. But where is their divine fury?
They are old.
Read this book, and you'll get your answers.
I didn't get you.
8 long years with tongue in cheek of what he knew he did not speak. Then temptation grew too great, and Galileo challenged fate.
Ludovico likes to entertain. We must take care to be neat. His mother notices every stitch. She doesn't approve of father's books, you know. But that's all a thing of the past. And he hasn't even published a book for years. That's right. Sati, it's fun sewing a wedding dress.
Oh, yes, it is. Virginia, my love, I want to talk to you. See, you are very young, but you have no mother. And your father is putting those pieces of ice in water. And marriage is too serious a business to go into blind. Instead, you should go and see the real astronomers from the university and have them guess your horoscope so you may know, my love, where you stand. What's the matter?
I've been already.
Already? Tell Sati!
I have to be careful for 3 months now, because the sun is in the Capricorn. But after that, I get a favorable ascendant, and I can undertake a journey if I am careful of Uranus, as I am a Scorpion.
But what about Ludovico then?
He's a Leo, the astronomer said. Leos are sensual.
Who is at the door, Virginia?
Ludovico?
Well,
Why didn't you write that you were coming?
I decided on the spur of the moment. I was over-inspecting our vineyards at Bakiol. Couldn't keep them away, you know.
Who is that?
Miss Virginia's intended. What's the matter with your eyes?
Oh, Ludovico. So it is. Andrea, get that Sicilian wine, the old kind. We celebrate. Ludovico, old man, how are the horses?
The horses are fine.
Fine.
But my vineyards need a firm hand.
Firm hand?
You look pale. Country life will suit you. My mother's planning on September.
Oh, September.
I suppose I shouldn't, but stay here. I've got something to show you.
What?
Never mind. I won't be 10 minutes.
How's life these days, sir?
Dull. How was your journey?
Dull. Before I forget, my mother sends her congratulations over your admirable tact on the latest rumblings of science.
Thank her from me.
Christopher Clavius had all Rome on its ears. He said he was afraid that turning around business might crop up again with your spots on the sun.
Well, Clavius is on the same track. My mother has baskets full of letters from all over the Europe asking Mr. Galileo's opinion.
At the moment, I'm engaged in investigating the habits of floating bodies. Any harm in that? And what news from the Holy City, apart from the prospect of my sins?
The Holy Father is on his deathbed. Hadn't you heard?
My goodness! What about the succession?
All the talk is of Barberini.
Barberini!
Mr. Galilei knows Barberini. Cardinal Barberini is a mathematician.
The scientist in the chair of Peter. This means change. We might live to see the day, Sagredo, when we don't have to whisper that 2 and 2 are 4. I like this wine, don't you, Ludovico?
I like it.
I know the hill where it is grown. The slope is steep and stony. Grapes almost blue. I am fond of this wine.
Yes.
The Bible proves the earth stands still. The Pope, he swears with tears. The earth stands still, and to prove it so, he takes it by the ears.
What's the excitement?
Mr. Galilei, you are not going to start your hellish goings-on again, aren't you?
And gentlefolk, they say so too. Each learned doctor proves the earth stands still, the earth stands still, and yet, it moves.
Yes, it moves. Barberini is in the ascendant, and your mother is uneasy. And you are sent here to investigate me. Correct me if I'm wrong, Ludovico. And yes, Clavius is right. These spots on the sun interest me.
We might find out that the sun also revolves.
Yes.
How would you like that, Ludovico?
Do you like my wine, Ludovico?
I told you I did.
You really did?
Yes.
Tell me, Ludovico, would you consider going so far as to accept a man's wine or his daughter without insisting that he drop his profession? I don't mean to intrude, but have the moons of Jupiter affected Virginia's bottom?
Oh, that isn't funny. It's just vulgar. And I am going for Virginia.
Marriages in families such as mine are not arranged on the basis of sexual attraction alone.
Did they keep you back from marrying my daughter for 8 years because I was on probation?
My future wife must take her place in the family pew.
Ha! This means if a bad man's daughter sat in your family pew, your peasants might stop paying you the rent.
In a sort of way.
Listen, when I was your age, The only person I allowed to rap me on my knuckles was my girl.
My mother was assured that you had undertaken not to get mixed up with this turning around business.
We had a conservative pope then.
Had? His Holiness isn't dead yet!
Pretty nearly.
Mr. Galilei, that man will weigh a chip of ice 50 times. But when he will see something that is convenient, he believes it blindly. Is His Holiness dead? Pretty nearly.
You will find it, sir. If His Holiness passes away, the new Pope, whoever he turns out to be, will respect the convictions held by the solid families of the country.
That is to be seen.
Look, Mr. Galilei, if my son has to go to hell for sticking to you, that is all my affair. But you got no right to trample on your daughter's happiness.
Andrea, take my baggage back to the coach.
No.
What's wrong with you?
No! Please don't go with the demigod. No! This all will kill her!
Look, Mr. Galilei, if we, merciless, were to countenance the teachings frowned on us by the church, it would unsettle our peasants.
Oh.
Bear in mind that these poor people in their brute state turn everything upside down. They are nothing but animals. They will never comprehend your finer points of astronomy. Why, 2 months ago, a rumor went around that an apple had been found on a pear tree. They left their work in the fields to discuss it.
Did they?
Mr. Galilei, you have a wonderful brain. That's a pity.
He threatened you?
Yes, and he threatened you too. Your sister, Fulgencio, who works in the olive lever press, might laugh out loud if she found out that sun is not a gilded coat of arms, but a lever too. The earth turns because the sun turns it.
Well, that could interest his lever too.
Of course.
Even his moneylenders and the seaport towns. They don't understand Latin.
I must write in plain language. The work we do is exacting. Who would go through the strain for less than the population at large?
I think you've made your decision. It was inevitable.
What?
You will always be a slave of your passions. I'm done with you, and I'm done with Virginia.
But the door is at your disposal.
Good day. Exit Lyrico. To hell with all Marsilis, Villanis, Nucolis, Soldirenis.
To hell with these people. These people order the earth to stand still because their castles might be shaken if it revolves. To hell with these people.
And who only kiss the Pope's feet as long as he uses them to trample on the people. When God made the physical world, when God made the human brain, then God will allow physics. They will try to stop us.
Thus, we enter the observation of these spots on the sun, in which we are entrusted at our own risk, and not counting the protection from the new problematical Pope.
But with great likelihood of dispelling the fabricious vapors and the establishment of rotation of the sun.
Yes, and with some likelihood of establishing the rotation of the sun. My My intention is not to prove that I was right, but to see if I was right or wrong. Abandon hope, all ye who enter. An observation. Now, before assuming that these phenomena are spots on the sun, which will suit us, let us first set about proving that they are not fried fish. We crawl by inches. What we write today, we will wipe it off the blackboard tomorrow and reject it, unless it shows up again the day after tomorrow. Take that cloth off the telescope and turn it on the sun.
You ruined my happiness!
No.
How difficult left me because of you and your teachings!
No! No.
You ruined my happiness!
No, my child.
You ruined everything!
No! I must know what's going on up there! I must know!
On April Fool's Day, 32, of science there was much ado. People had learned from Galileo. They used his teaching in their way.
Who is that funny-looking man?
I don't know.
It's not the first time I've seen him around. He gives me the creeps.
Nonsense. We are in Florence, not among the thieves of mountains of Corsica. My eyes are bad today. Do you think they'll acknowledge us?
Barely. What's in your books? What will they say?
You hang around church too much. And getting up at dawn and scurrying to mass is ruining your skin. You pray for me, don't you?
If people only knew how you disagreed with those goings on last All Fool's Day.
Yes, offer honey to a bear and lose your arm if the beast is hungry.
Did the prince invite you to come here today?
No, I sent word I was coming. And he'll want the book. He has paid for it. What is he doing here in Florence? If they try to do anything to me, the new pope will meet them with an iron no. And the prince is my pupil. He will never have me extradited.
The Lord!
His Highness had hoped to find some time for you, Mr. Galileo. Unfortunately, he has to leave immediately to judge the parade at the Riding Academy. By the way, on what business did you wish to see His Highness?
I just want to present my book to His Highness.
How are your eyes today?
So. With His Highness' permission, I just want to present
your eyes are a matter of great concern to His Highness. Could it be that you have been looking too long and too often through your marvelous tube?
Father, I am afraid.
Don't look back at that man. We are not going home. There is a horse and a coach in the lens maker's backyard.
Wait, Mr. Galileo. His Highness had discharged me to inform you that the Florentine Code is no longer in a position to oppose the request of the Holy Inquisition to interrogate you in Rome.
No! Doctors of all chairs, from the universities, representatives of the special orders of the church, representatives of the clergy as a whole, who have come believing with childlike faith in the Word of God as set forth in the Scriptures, who have come to hear Your Holiness confirm their faith, and Your Holiness is really going to tell them that the Bible can no longer be regarded as the alphabet of truth.
I will not set myself up against the multiplication table. No.
That is what these people say, that it is the multiplication table. Their cries, the figures compel us, but where do these figures come from? Plainly, they come from doubt. These people doubt everything. Can a society stand on doubt and not on faith? Thou art my master, but I doubt whether it is for the best. This is my neighbor's house and my neighbor's wife. But why shouldn't they belong to me? After the plague, after the new war, after the unparalleled disaster of the Reformation, your dwindling flock looked to their shepherd, and now the mathematicians turn their tubes in the sky and announce to the world that you have not the best advice about the heavens either. Up to now, your only uncontested fear of influence. This Galilei started meddling with machines at an early age. Now that men in ships are venturing on great oceans, I'm not against that, of course. They're putting their faith in a brass ball they call a compass and not in Almighty God.
This man is the greatest physicist of our time. He's the light of Italy. Not just any muddlehead.
Would we have had to arrest him otherwise? This man knows what he's doing, not writing his books in Latin, but in the jargon of the marketplace.
That was not in the best of taste. I'm telling you, these shuffling feet are making me nervous.
May they be more telling than my words, Your Holiness. Shall all these people go from you with doubt in their hearts?
But this man has friends. What about the Versailles? What about the Viennese court? They will call Holy Church a cesspool of defunct ideas. Keep your hands off him.
It will never get far. Your Holiness, he is the man of the flesh. He would suffer at once.
But this man has more enjoyment in him than any man I ever saw. He loves eating and drinking and thinking to excess. He does it in thinking bouts. He cannot say no to an old mind or a new thought. No. I do not want condemnation of physical facts. I do not want to head back and cry, church, 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 reason, reason, reason. These shoveling feet are intolerable. For Christ's sake, have the whole world come to my door.
Not the whole world, Your Holiness, a select gathering of the faithful.
It is clearly understood. He must not be tortured. At the very most, show him the instruments of torture.
That will be adequate. Your Holiness, Mr. Galilei understands machinery.
June 22nd, 1633. A momentous day for you and me. Of all the days, that was the one. An age of reason would have begun.
The Pope didn't even grant him an audience.
Please, no more scientific discussions. The discoursing will never be finished. The sum of all his findings, they will kill him. Do you really think so? He will never recant. You know, when you lie awake at night, how your mind fastens onto something irrelevant. heel to reason pebble that he always carries in his pocket. In the room they will take him to. He won't have a pocket, but he will not recant. How can they beat the truth out of a man who gave his sight in order to see? Maybe they can't. She's praying that he will recant. Leave her alone. She doesn't know anything since they got hold of her. They brought her father confessor from Florence. Today, if Galileo recants at 5 o'clock, the big bell of St. Marcus will be rung. And all the text of his recantation will be publicly announced. I don't believe it. The moon is an earth which has no light of its own. Jupiter is a fixed star around which 4 moons revolve. Sun is the center of the universe. Earth is not the center. Earth revolves around the sun. And he showed us. You can't make a man unsee what he has seen. Five in 1 minute. Listen, all of you, they are murdering the truth.
Galileo Galilei, the teacher of mathematics and physics, do hereby publicly renounce my teachings that the earth moves. I forswear this teaching with a sincere heart and unfeigned faith, and detest and curse this and all other errors and heresies repugnant to the Holy Scriptures.
That needs a hero!
1633 to 1642. Galileo Galilei remains a prisoner of the Inquisition until his death.
Where is that book?
It's right there. What is the matter with your eyes? You better ask Mr. Stewart to send the doctor. Father couldn't see that book from across the room. Don't look at me like that. He has not been writing again. My father's repentance is sincere. He abides by the rules.
To hell with his eyes.
You have no right to be doing that with those eyes of yours, Father.
Read me some Horace.
We should go on with your weekly letter to the Archbishop. Mr. Stewart, to whom we owe so much, was all smiles the other day because he expressed pleasure at your collaboration.
Where were we?
Paragraph 4.
Read it over slowly.
I agree with Cardinal Spalletti in the...
Oh, yes. I remember now. I agree with Cardinal Spalletti in the matter of the unrest among the Venetian rope makers. It is better to distribute good, nourishing food in the name of charity than to pay them for their bell ropes. St. Paul says, charity never faileth. How is that?
It's beautiful, Father.
Yes, it couldn't be taken as irony.
No, the Archbishop will like it. It's so practical.
I trust your judgment. Read slowly.
I agree with Cardinal Spalletti in the matter of the... Who is at the door? Andrea? Is that really you?
Good morning. I'm sorry to call so late. I was asked to look him up.
I don't know if he'll see you. You never came.
Ask him.
Is that Andrea?
Yes. I will send him away.
No. Show him in.
How have you been, Mr. Galilei?
Andrea. Virginia. Go get me something to eat. Sit. How are you?
He was his pupil, and now he is his enemy. Help me in the kitchen.
What are you working on these days? I heard it was something about hydraulics in Milan.
As he knew, I was passing through. Fabricius of the Amsterdam asked me to visit you and inquire about your health.
I am very well.
I am glad that I can report you are in good health.
Fabricius will be glad to hear it, that from the depth of my repentance, I live in comparative peace and comfort.
Yes. We understand that the church is even more than pleased with you. Not even a single paper expounding with a new thesis has made its appearances your submission.
Unfortunately, there are countries not under the wing of the church. Would you not say the erroneous condemned theories are still taught there?
Things are almost at a standstill.
Really? Nothing from Descartes in Paris?
On receiving the news of your recantation, he shelved his treatise on the nature of light.
I sometimes worry about my assistants, whom I led into error. Have they benefited by my example?
In order to work, I have to go to Holland.
Yes. You must go.
Fulganzio, our little monk, has abandoned the research and is resting in peace in the church.
So, my superiors are looking forward to my spiritual recovery. And I am progressing as well as can be expected.
May I go now, sir?
I still do not know why you came, Andrea. To unsettle me, I have to be prudent.
I'll be on my way.
As it is, I have relapses, but I've completed the discoursing.
You completed what?
The discoursing.
How?
My book.
I mean, how?
I am allowed pen and paper. My superiors are intelligent men. They know the habits of a lifetime cannot be broken abruptly. And they protect me from any unpleasant consequences. They lock my pages away as I dictate them. I wrote the discourse during the night. The scriptures are in this globe. My vanity has up to now prevented me from destroying it. If you consider taking it, you'll shoulder the entire risk. You can say it's the pirated one from the original in the hands of the Holy Office. Hide it. Hide it.
2 new sciences. This will be the foundation stone of a new physics.
I had to employ my time somehow.
And we thought you had deserted. Mr. Galilei, how can I begin to express my shame? Mine has been the loudest voice against you.
That would seem to have been proper. I taught you science, and I had decried the truth.
Did you? I think not. Everything is changed.
What is changed?
Now I see. In your dealings with the Inquisition, you use the same superb common sense that you brought to physics.
Yes, I did that.
We lost our heads. With crowd at the street corners, we cried. He will die. He will never surrender. You came back. I surrendered, but I am alive. We cried. His hands are stained. You say, better stained than empty.
Better stained than empty. Sounds realistic. Sounds like me. In my days, Andrea, astronomy emerged into the marketplace. I gave up my knowledge. I gave up my profession to the people in power. To use it? No. Because it suits their ends. What I have done must not be tolerated in the ranks of science. In the ranks of science. Virginia, how is the sky?
Sky?
Yes, how is the sky?
Bright.
Bright. The sky is bright.
Mr. Nadeem Malik, the University photographer, Mr. Shoaib, the university cameraman. And a special thanks to Mr. Shehzad Noni George. Moving on to the cast of the play, Street Passerby, Nawal Ahmed and Mubashir. Town Crier, Mr. Abdul Rahim Wirk. Ballad singer's wife, Ms. Kashaf Fatima. And the great ballad singer, Mr. Arsalan Gautam. Cardinal Inquisitor, Mr. Adil Ahmed. Cardinal Bellarmine, Mr. Muhammad Ali. And the role of the secretary was played by Mr. Haris Ali Win. Little monk, Salman Sikandar Beg. Christopher Clavius, Mr. Javedan. Old Cardinal, Mr. Afaq Imran. Infuriated monk, Mirza Shahrukh Beg. Laughing monk, Mr. Bakas Khan. Chamberlain, Mr. Hassan Firdaus. Lady at the court, Miss Amina Asmat. The Duke of Florence, Mr. Umair Khan Durrani. And the philosopher, Mr. Riaz Umar. Pope Barberini, Khaja Yasin. Sagredo, Mr. Rana Ali Nawaz Khan. The Curator, Mr. Muhammad Rahat-ul-Ain. Ludovico, Mr. Abdullah Mohsen. Mrs. Santi, Ms. Sheher Banu. Young Andrea, Mr. Amar Taj. Grown-up Andrea, Mr. Ahmed Sultan Arbi. Virginia, Miss Isha Razia. And the role of Galileo Galilei was portrayed very well by Mr. Muhammad Najam-ul-Saqib. Now the team of advisors, Mr. Sadul Hassan, co-advisor Dramatics Club. Honorable Madam Dr. Sobia Mubarak Durrani, advisor Dramatics Club. Mr. Irfan Randhawa, advisor Dramatics Club. And now, I request a person human being, a great artist, a writer, and distinguished professor of philosophy, who is the patron of Government College Dramatics Club, and it is because of whom that this production was conceived and matured, Professor Mirza Athar Besa. I request you, sir, to kindly join us on stage.
The conflict between ideas can shake the very fabric of civilization. This is the story of this late Renaissance drama in history. Everybody, every educated person knows about it. And this drama in history was dramatized by one of the greatest dramatists, playwright, Bertolt Brecht, Life of Galileo. Why did we select this play? I would take some little time to develop it. In GCU, we have a long tradition of trilingual dramatic production, but we had a perception that perhaps we are lagging behind in producing English language plays. The problem with producing theatre in English is just the opposite of what we face in the case of Urdu or Punjabi. There is abundance, there is a lot of, reservoir of English plays from which we can select. Whereas in Urdu and Punjabi, there is a scarcity. But how to select a play which could be relevant and yet be in English? That was our major challenge. And we had two principles, two guiding principles which helped us to select. First of all, we thought that this institution obviously is an institution of learning, and the motto of GCDC is learning through performance. So there should be something which our cast and our team should perform, and it should be something of ideas. Secondly, we here in GCU have a strong leaning towards interdisciplinarity. We do not believe in watertight compartments in which we, just imprison the disciplines to be disciplined. Rather, it is an open field in which there is a lot of interaction. Now, this was the mindset which led us finally to select this play, The Life of Galileo. This is a play of ideas. It is a play which is very clearly interdisciplinary. It is in the history of physics, history of science, and above all, in the history of mankind. This is something which is the drama for all. Now, in that sense also, this is a juncture of science, literature and history. So, this was selected, but it was a great challenge. With our limited resources, we are not a professional group. We have our limitation in human limitation, and of all the paraphernalia which goes into theatre. But yet we had to perform it. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you are the best judge that how far we have become successful. A few interesting things about this play itself. This play, Life of Galileo, has its own story. Brecht was quite, disturbed by this thing. And do you know that there are at least 3 versions of this play? 2 in German, which he wrote, and then also one which was again written in German, but it was for the Western audience, American audience. And these corresponded with 3 very great events: the rise of Hitler, then the dropping of the nuclear bomb on Hiroshima, and then the death of Stalin. So you see, this is laden with history and it is everything in it. And finally, all my applause for the team, everybody have done a remarkable. And I thank you that I took up this challenge and you saved me. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are privileged to have with us Professor Dr. Muhammad Najam-ul-Saqib, Chairperson, Punjab Higher Education Commission, as our distinguished guest of honor. Sir, I request you to kindly grace the stage and share your views with us about the quality of the production and the good job that our team has done.
Thank you very much for inviting me. I am very glad that you invited me, because I was just trying to find out who these people are, where have they come from. I kept asking, they must be from some other country, some other culture. I didn't realize that they're all from GCU, because I came late. But believe me, I've never seen such a production in my life, locally produced. Flawless in every detail. From the delivery of dialogues, from the stage, from the lighting, from the music. I just couldn't believe it, such a flawless production. I must congratulate you. Fantastic job, fantastic job. Well done. Congratulations to all of you.
Professor Dr. Hassan Amin Shah, Vice Chancellor, Government College, University, Lahore, to kindly grace the stage for delivering a vote of thanks.
I think I was here yesterday and I enjoyed it today also. It was really very nice. And my congratulations to the team, to the actors, to the support staff, to everybody, to Irfan Mandava, Dr. Sobia. I think one person whom you forgot to thank was Dr. Ali Iqtidar Mirza, who was active all the time for program duties. And so it's been a wonderful effort. I just want to add that for me as a physicist, it was extremely enjoyable. And I just want to add also that the year Galileo died was the year that Newton was born. And where he left off, Newton filled in. And with his law of gravitation, he was able to show that what goes on in the heavens is the same, governed by the same laws of motion which take place on Earth. So that, finally nailed the argument that we live in a heliocentric universe rather than a geocentric one. Anyway, that is probably a boring little detail, but my congratulations to all of you. It's been a real pleasure.